place with you.
Okay.
It's too bright. Yeah. Can I change place with you, dear?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm gonna turn around because the light is too bright. Oh, it's terrible. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Just all right. Cool. Sound test. Sound test, everybody. Can you please check whether the sound is okay? Every time I better do a sound test. You know, I'm using another earpiece right now. Hi QI, good to see you. Okay, is the sound okay? Kelvin, good to see you too. Yes, sound okay. All right, cool. Sound is okay. All right, cool. Okay. Hello, Tongwei, Amy, good to see you. Sound okay? Try earpiece voice isolation. I can't. This is Android. I don't know how. Okay, maybe the answer is I don't know how to do it. Yes. All right, cool. Looking good. All right, thank you. Okay. So late. I've gone later. This is about my right time. So today is a 4/4 promotion. So I was busy with 4/4. So now we've done it. So quickly come in. Yes. All right, good. Okay. Where am I right now? I'm in Italy. Okay. Is paper euro notes still can be used? Yeah, widely used. They're not that digital here. Okay. Hello, Eric. Good to see you. Sean. Good to see you too. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So that day my live stream talking about the US dollar provoked a lot of comments on, yeah, a bit of background music. Can you all hear? I thought I won't be able to hear. I'm only afraid that YouTube will ban it suddenly. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see what I can do to reduce it. Yeah. Okay, let's go on with it and see what we can do. Okay. Okay. So I'm in a restaurant where there's a background music. Now suddenly if you hear YouTube cut it, then I'm sorry again. Then I'm gonna do this again. Yes. They convert it to plastic. No lah. Never seen it. Okay. Okay. I try to speak louder. Is the speaker still not good? If it's not good, I can cut it and then I'll try to use my iPhone and see. Oh, I think I know why. So iPhone has noise cancellation, Android doesn't have. Ah, okay, that's the difference. Okay, but can you all hear me? If not, I will cut this live stream and I'll jump to an iPhone. Okay, then you can restart again. Can you all hear me? Or it's really bad? Okay, can you all give me some feedback so that I know? Can hear. All right, good. All right, okay. So let's do this, shall we? All right, good. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So Android ain't that good. Yeah. All right, good. So today's topic is taking a step to see the current market sentiment and know what the risks are. Now, everybody know that I'm generally very bullish about stock market, right? So bullish that there are so many people count about Mr. Lu, right? Every time I say, okay, that the market. Every time I say that the market goes up, everybody. Every time I say that market will go up, everybody thought that tomorrow the market will go up, and then when tomorrow the market don't go up, or the next week or the next month will go up, everybody say I cry, I give the false prediction or this kind of thing. But anyway, now that the market is going up, yeah, with a lot of volatility, I want to highlight some risks that can come, so that when it actually comes, we'll not panic, and in some sense, we know that these are kind of in anticipation, and then we can react accordingly. Okay, yeah. So today's topic is about events that can crash the stock market. Events that can crash the stock market. Okay, and it's a very interesting topic, and I did some research. Actually poll, people and things like that. And these are the things which I think as well that can crash the stock market. Okay. Interestingly, I thought that the OPEC cutting down supply of oil would crash the stock market, but it didn't. Right? It didn't. Yesterday, it's I think S&P yesterday still go up, but yes, you have volatility. I thought you were like massive crash, right? 5-10%. It didn't, right? There's some volatility, but it go up and down, up and down. So I didn't see like crash, right? So not that big a deal, okay? So I thought that was quite a surprise. I thought the world market will react to it, but I thought other things can come. So I think it was Li Ka-shing who says that in instability look for growth, in growth look for stability. My wife say I got something stuck in your teeth, something stuck in my teeth. Where? Nothing. Okay. All right, cool. So let's talk about events that can cause the stock market to crash. Okay. So when it comes, so not only will I highlight all these events, I will also describe things that I'll do to manage it. Okay. Whether I should sell, whether I should counterbalance with something. Okay. So let's talk about it. Okay. So they are not in order of importance, but they are just highlighting all the possibilities that happen. Okay. The most obvious one is a resurgence of inflation. Now, a resurgence of inflation, the market, I kid you not, is still very. When I'm talking about market, means the consumer market. Okay, consumer sentiment. I thought it's very bad right now, but it's not really. You still see buoyant buying and people lifting up of. My wife is tempting me with some chocolate. Is it very nice? What is that? Okay, hot chocolate. Yeah. Okay, I show everybody. Okay, this is Italian hot chocolate. Okay.
Ordered wrongly. Supposed to be hot.
I thought it's supposed to be chocolate cake. Wow.
Super good, right?
It's good, but it goes right to the waistline, so I'm gonna avoid it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so a resurgence of inflation. Consumer power right now is still very strong, surprisingly. Okay, looks yummy. Yeah, it's very yummy. Okay, but it goes down the waistline. I 好不容易 brought my weight down to 71 kilogram. I'm not gonna lose it. Okay. So inflation can spike up. What can cause inflation spike up? I think some of the events out there can cause it, but the one most possible thing is just consumer just very bullish. We see that happen in January, and then it can happen in a month again. If you pick back the 1980s experience, the inflation coming down wasn't straight like that. It was like that. Okay, so you will still see spikes of inflation coming up. So, and when that happens, what happens to the Federal Reserve? They overreact and they spike up the interest rate and cause the stock market to crash. So we have seen that all the way from September last year until now, many episodes of this. Okay, so resurgence of inflation is, I tell you, the number one and biggest risk. Okay, number one and biggest risk. No, there isn't a market crash right now. Okay, there is a market crash right. In fact, the market is very bullish, right? Since the bottom at around 3,600, 3,700 points, right now is really at 4,000 points. Really, I don't know what's the S&P right now. I don't even know what's the number right now. So it's just bullish, right? So what can cause you crash? Number one reason, resurgence of inflation. When there's a resurgence of inflation, there's going to be an overreaction by the Federal Reserve to shoot up interest rate, and that will cause the entire stock market to crash. That crash is worse than any other thing. Okay, inflation crash is very, very painful. You see, the S&P 500 at 4,100 points right now. Okay, so linked to this is a possibility of what we call an oil shock. What is an oil shock? Right? OPEC cutting down on their oil supply. Now, some people say, oh, China together with Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, everybody ganging up against US. Okay, so they all cut down the oil supply. Well, that is true for the oil exporting country, but don't forget, the number one is China is one of the biggest oil importer of the world. Okay, China is the biggest importer. I don't think they have oil at all. Okay, so China is not part of this. Okay, China is not part of this deal. China is a victim of this, and on the other hand, US is a oil producing country. So this got nothing to do with China, Russia versus US, that kind of thing. This is simply a major reason is that oil prices have collapsed from a high of $120 to 60 over dollars, right? You know, OPEC countries have no no other move but to, you know, cut down on the supply so as to spike up the price. It's not self-preservation, right? This move will hurt China, okay? It won't hurt US that much. They are an oil exporting country. They have their own oil. Yeah, Singapore will be hurt, right? China will be hurt. So don't everything is anti-US. No. It's just simply because they, yeah, self-preservation, okay? Now when an oil prices come down, then why is US so upset? Anybody can understand why is US so upset? When Saudi Arabia and all the oil exporting country decide to cut down on their oil supply, why are they so upset? Yes, it causes inflation. How does it cause inflation? Well, it's chain reaction, right? Oil supply cut down, oil prices go up. Oil is linked to every damn thing. Oil is linked to vehicles, machines, buses, MRT, airplane, every damn thing. As a result, cost of every damn thing went up. When cost of every damn thing went up, inflation goes up. Then the US is fighting inflation so much, then they have no choice, you know, but to increase the interest rate again, right? So when when inflation goes up, interest rate goes up, then LL, guess what? Then we have got stock market crash again, right? So therefore, okay, I say again, one thing that can crash the stock market is an oil shock. In 1970s, the oil shock really hit the world really badly, okay? So let's hope that won't happen again, okay? So I don't think that an oil shock will happen. Right now, they cut the oil prices, cut the oil supply, it only went up to $80. Can someone please check WTI prices right now? What's the oil prices? I think it's at $80 or so maximum. $80 is about there. Yeah, it's okay. It's not that bad. Okay, so we should, it's still $80. Now we should see some energy prices going up because of this. You know, inflation might go up again and things like that. So you know, that can cause again, stock market price to come down. Okay. The other one is now someone say a recession can cause the stock prices to come down. I don't think a minor recession will cause the oil prices to come down. But I think a major recession can cause prices to come down. A minor recession will bring inflation down. So that's good. That's good. It's all good. But a major recession can cause earnings of companies to go down very badly. And when earnings goes down, guess what? Then you know your stock price is basically the sum of future cash flow, right? So if your earnings goes down, then your stock prices will go down. So I think a major recession can cause the entire stock market to crash, and that they can. So can it happen? No, we'll talk about that later, okay? Yes. So after all these events, I'll talk about what we should do about the whole thing, okay? So for everybody who just came in, please give a like and hit subscribe and follow if you haven't, okay? Now another thing I think that could happen, okay, is if there's a crash of a major bank, not a minor bank, not a regional bank, a major bank, Deutsche Bank, okay, Deutsche Bank kind of bank, you know, Credit Suisse which didn't crash, you know, that kind of size, big major, Citibank, okay, Bank of America, all this won't happen. I'm just saying, JP Morgan, a big bank crash, which can happen because the last 1 month was full of all this news, right? And if one of these major banks were to crash, okay, then the stock market will crash. In fact, this will be very, very bad. It will probably be the worst of all crashes. But fortunately, I don't think that will happen because the Federal Reserve basically have said, for every one of you who have got bonds, got bonds and bills, treasury bonds, treasury bills, you can give it back to me and I'll give you the cash at par value, not at market value, which basically means that, yes, my bond, the face value is at $100. Now the market price has dropped to 50. No, you can still get back $100. I'll lend it to you, right? Thank you for giving a like, everybody. Okay, that really appreciate. So, so that kind of chance happening in US, I think is low. Overseas, I don't know, but most regulators will jump in and bail out the bank so far. So they all learned from the lesson of 2007, 2008. They will not let this kind of thing happen. So bank failures of a catastrophic scale, very unlikely, but it can happen. If that happens, now all these I said are the risks are non-zero events, okay? I would say some of them were zero risk event, but now I would say they are of a reasonable level. I cannot give a percentage, but reasonably there are such risks, okay? Hi, Simon. A very possible turmoil will come is somewhere around June, July to September. It's forecast that the US government will run out of money. And they have to borrow money again and they will hit what we call a debt ceiling. So the US government imposed a debt ceiling on themselves, and every time they hit the ceiling, they raise the debt ceiling. They might as well have no ceiling, right? Yeah. So because they impose themselves that debt ceiling, guess what? So the Congress must come and debate again, Republican, Democrat, hood, and then finally they agree. Now, if they come to agreement, they hit what we call an impasse, like what happened in a few years ago, then the stock market will crash. Okay, can crash. And the longer this impasse is, the deeper the crash is. So this one, there's no other way, right? They have to raise the debt ceiling. So the Republicans and the Democrat, which is basically like the PAP and the opposition party, they cannot come in agreement. Okay, at least PAP can, strong enough. But Republican and Democrat, wow. So if they don't come to agreement, then the stock market potential crash, and that will come in the probably the third quarter. So we should look out for it and be a bit careful. Okay, there may be some buying opportunity over there. Okay. Another very possible event that will happen is the escalation of geopolitical events. Okay, so right now, we've got Ukraine and Russia fighting, and everybody's sian of it, almost treating like none of my business, right? But the truth is, China and US right now, wow, the friction is very, very high. So high, unbelievably high, right? And that's not the only friction right now. The NATO just assimilated Finland into NATO, right? And when Finland got into NATO, what's the significance of it? NATO is right now at the border of Russia. NATO is right now at the border of Russia already. So Russia damn Besong, and that is the single biggest irritation why Russia invaded Ukraine, plus other reasons, right? So not only Finland, right? Okay, not only Finland, but Finland, basically NATO's border with Russia just doubled today. Today, I think Finland just joined today or yesterday. Sweden haven't joined NATO yet. Okay, so Finland, you may not know, fought a very bloody war with Russia in the 1930s. Okay, late 1930s, and in that war, Finland, which is a tiny country like Singapore, almost defeated Russia. Okay, so they hated Russia, but through the end of the war, it's called the Winter War. You're right. So I think over 500,000 Russians died or something like that. And Finland was truly amazing. It's an amazing country. Okay, but eventually they came to a peace agreement and armistice, of which Finland agreed to cut quite a major piece of land over to Russia, and up to today, they are still bitter about it. Okay, Finland is still bitter about it. So Finland can't wait because of this whole Ukraine-Russia thing. Finland decided, I'm not going to let history happen again. I'm going to join North Atlantic Treaty Organization. In NATO, the rule is this: an attack on one of NATO country is an attack on the entire NATO country. So you touch one of us, the whole NATO will fight back. That's the rule of NATO. So Russia scared, right? Yeah. Okay. So now all this causes a lot of friction, right? Now if the friction escalates, so Russia now is sending airplanes and launches that are able to shoot nuclear weapons into Belarus, right? So that kind of things escalate tension tremendously. When this kind of thing happen, chaos, the stock market will crash if that would happen. So everybody is waiting for a counter-offensive for Ukraine to retake back Russia. Now, if really Ukraine managed to hit back Russia and Russia eventually tahan and shoot nuclear, wow, so all these things can happen, right? These are not zero risk events. These are pretty high risk events. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen. Okay, I don't think the risk is very high, but it's not zero. It's moderate risk. Nobody like moderate risk. So all these events, right, can cause the stock market to crash. So in short, this is 1 year that we see a hell lot of black swan haven't fly towards us yet, but all flapping there, ready to say hello, I'm coming, you know. They're all ready to take flight, right? These are birds, are black swans ready to fly towards us. Any one of these things happen will cause the stock market to crash. Okay, so the question right now is, what should we do, right? I think let's talk about chances. Let's talk about possibility, right? I never in my life seen so many black swans before. Yeah, it happened at the same time. All this, if it happens in this year, can cause the stock market to crash. So let's talk about what can happen. And okay, let's talk what happened. Jay says tell all stocks. Okay, let's go down one by one, shall we? Okay, let's go one by one. If there's a resurgence of inflation, what will you do, right? Well, look at what happened over the last 1 year. The Federal Reserve spiked, okay, the interest rate and caused the inflation to come down. If the inflation goes up some more, the interest rate will go up some more. Yes, the stock market will crash, but it will recover. So you just need to ride through this risk, okay? You just need to ride through this. So it's not an event that has lethality risk or catastrophic risk. It's something that if the inflation do come back again, yeah, we'll get hit. I'm not gonna like it, but it will go on. So you'll go away, right? You'll go away. So what I would do, I'm not telling you what you should do, okay? What I would do is just, ride it through, okay? Yes. So now, if there's an energy crisis, okay, let's say OPEC would have cut more oil, okay, that can cause inflation to go up again. So it's the same thing, right? Inflation will go up again. Now that can hit even harder. Oil is a very terrible thing, okay? So, again, right? All these are things that happen. The oil shot up to $120 before, no? So we have to see whether the oil actually shoot up to 90, 100, 110, 100. So you talk about scale. Now if it hit 120, then that's a very bad event. If you hit 90, 100, 80 to 100, it's no good, but it's not catastrophic. It's not that scary, okay? Let's talk about major recession. If a major recession will happen, okay? Can a major recession happen? Yes, okay? Like 2008, 2007. In order for 2007, 2008 recession happen, it needs to be a very, very big event. So if there's a major crash, let's talk about chances. I don't think a major recession will happen unless a big bank collapse. Okay, and the regulators didn't bail them out in time. that really serious. Okay, to be frank, of all the events, that's the one event I'm most afraid of. Okay, when there's a major financial crisis, right, that I see. Sally, good to see you. Okay, so I wouldn't be so I wouldn't be so in belief that a major recession will happen. Okay, can it still happen? Yes, but I highlight that the risk is there, but the risk is low. A minor recession, I'll just write it out. In fact, it's good for inflation, right? We need a minor recession to bring down crazy prices that has gone up, right? What about the debt ceiling? If the debt ceiling don't go up, what happens? If the debt ceiling don't go up, the US government is gone. There's no other way. So, bottom line is that the debt ceiling will go up. So but between the government running out of money to raising a debt ceiling, this process may be quite painful. So what I'll do is that, if this happens, when market goes down enough, I whack, man. Yeah. Because I know for sure they will have to overcome this, right? The one thing that I cannot assess what to do is when there is a geopolitical conflict of a mega scale, i.e. a big conflict of a war. That one I don't know what to do because we're talking about potentially nuclear and that kind of thing, right? So let's talk about chances. Chances very, very low. Very, very low, not no, okay? This one I cannot analyze because, I don't know what will happen and become. So can it happen? Yes, does anybody like it happen? No, of course, right? Now, even those countries involved also don't like it happen, but there is a severe escalation of tension right now. So we gotta watch it carefully, okay? Now, so I wouldn't be so. There's a lot of people say, "Oh, now bull run right now, go and chong." You should have bought it, long ago lah, when the stock market was at 3,008 and below. You can chong the market right now. What's the point, right? So I would watch these events carefully. Generally, my guess is that nobody likes to go into a big conflict. Okay, nobody likes a big conflict. If there is, then if nuclear start being used as the end of the world, I will still keep a lot of cash. Okay, because for some of you keep a lot of cash for rainy day. I got to keep cash for businesses. SS Digital at 30 staff. I got to prepare for the payroll and all this kind of things. So I've got to prepare for cash and all this kind of thing, right? So therefore, but that's it. If those things those stock market crashes are not catastrophic, okay, then I'll prepare to go in big time with cash inside. Okay, so these are things I think can happen. These are non-zero risk events. Okay, so watch and see. But generally, okay, I am still bullish that market will still go up. But clearly because of all these events, huge volatility if it happen. Can it go down again? Possibly, but we can't predict, right? So holding power is important. Since I reported at a good price, just ignore and just go on. Okay, cool. So let's take some questions right now, shall we? Okay, there's a lot of people ask me some questions just now. Okay, can you please ask your questions again? I'm happy to take those questions again. Okay. Can you Black Swan event, Russia feeling cornered, not good. Yes. Okay. Yes. Finland ceded 9% of its territory to Soviet Union after Winter War. Yeah. This Soviet Union exchanged those land with blood. Yeah. Okay. I went to the Federal Reserve before as a student. When I was in Stanford for my MBA, I actually was there, and Ben Bernanke actually hosted us. Yeah, it was a very interesting meeting. So I took a picture with him before. Okay, this. Any questions? Mr. Lu, are you prepared for your holdings in S&P to go through another great crash? That's a good question. So once I buy my S&P fund, I just hold it there and just let it ride through. I ignore all the fluctuations and event in between. The one that I'm more concerned with is those on algo trading and those leverage trading. Those I'm more scared. Okay, so those I think everybody, if you have those, I think you should be careful. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So just be careful. Be mindful that things things can happen. Events, all these events can still hit us, and when it hit us, don't panic, because in that sense we've thought through, we have prepared. So when it hit you, you know what to do. Okay, cool. All right, thank you everybody, and I'll see you in a day or two time. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, so have a good night. Okay, so today I try to keep it. How's my JB house hunting? Europe I haven't start again. I think too tired for work. Take questions. Okay, yeah. Okay. Junafu. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, cool. Okay. Good night, guys. Good night. Okay. Good night. Okay. Good night, guys. Good night. Good night.